While revolutionaries as individuals can be murdered, you cannot kill ideas. Thomas Sankara. Hi everyone, it's your man Balonjilo, and I hope you guys are doing great today. It's a pleasure for me to once more present to you another Visit Africa video. Today I will be talking to you about the Republic of Burkina Faso, also known as the land of upright people. The Republic of Burkina Faso is a landlocked country in the west of Africa. It gained its independence from France on the 5th of August 1960 with Maurice Yamagwe as president. Burkina Faso was formerly known as the Republic of Upper Volta, and on the 4th of August 1984, the then president Thomas Sankara renamed it the Republic of Burkina Faso. French is obviously the official language, though the Diola and the Maure languages are widely spoken. Citizens of the Republic of Burkina Faso are known as Burkinabés. Its capital city is Ouagadougou. So if you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. It's just there. Okay, keep watching. Oh God. The Republic of Burkina Faso, also known by its short form name Burkina, is a landlocked Sudanese and Sahelian country situated in the heart of West Africa. Burkina Faso covers a surface area of 274,200 kilometers square. The country is limited to the east by Niger, in the north and northwest by Mali, in the south by Ghana, in the southwest by Ivory Coast, and in the southeast by Togo and Benin. The Sahel, a relatively dry tropical savanna, extends beyond the borders of Burkina Faso from the Horn of Africa to the Atlantic Ocean. The country owes its former name of Upper Volta to three rivers which cross it: the Black Volta, also known as the Mohun, the White Volta or the Nakambe, and the Red Volta, also known as the Nazinon. The Black Volta is one of the country's only two rivers which flows year-round, the other being the Comoé, which flows to the southwest. Upper Volta was later renamed Burkina Faso on August 4, 1984 by President Thomas Sankara. In the two major native languages of the country, Maure and Diola, Burkina means the land of upright people. Literally, Burkina may be translated as men of integrity from the Maure language, and Faso means father's house. Burkina Faso's 16 million people belong to two major West African cultural groups, the Voltaic and the Mande, whose common language is Diola. The Voltaic Musi make up about one-half of the population. The Musi claim descent from the warriors who migrated to present-day Burkina Faso from Ghana and established an empire that lasted more than 800 years. Predominantly farmers, the Mosi Kingdom is still led by the Mogo Naba, whose court is in Ouagadougou. With a continued high average fertility rate of 6.2 children per woman of reproductive age, total national population is projected to grow to 21.5 million in 2020. Nearly 65% of the population is less than 25 years old. Burkina Faso is an ethnically integrated secular state. French is obviously the official language of Burkina Faso. However, a greater majority of the population, about 90%, speak the tribal languages belonging to the Sudanic family. About 50% more of the population speak the More, which together with the Diola make up the most important indigenous languages of the country. The various ethnic groups speak their own languages. Team sports like football, handball, basketball are played by the local populace. Individual sports like traditional wrestling, boxing, and cycling also attract a number of talented youth. Football is one of the most popular sports of Burkina Faso. The Burkina Faso national team is nicknamed the Stallions. Their best performance was fourth in the 1998 African Nations Cup, which they hosted with limited resources. Burkina Faso also has international players like Momoni Dagano and Pitroipa, who perform excellent at European leagues. Traditional wrestling is a popular sport practiced in West Sahelian Africa. Thus, Burkina Faso is not an exemption. The athletes also take part in international competitions. Their local champion is Antanes Moussiane, who is very encouraged and supported by the people. There is an annual national cycling competition called Tour de Faso. It is one of Africa's top cycling events. Seydou Danfo holds Burkina Faso's best records in the competition. Both men and women compete. The territory, also known as Upper Volta, was once headed by Maurice Yamagwe. He was nominated president in December 1959. Upper Volta got its independence in 1960 under his reign. On the 4th of January 1966, he was removed from power through a military coup by General Abubakar Sangoule. He ruled the country for 14 years with many disagreements with the Muslims. On the 25th of November, he faced a military coup by Colonel Saye Zebo, who later took power. He led a coup in 1980, but was resisted by trade unions and was overthrown by Major Dr. Jean-Baptiste Ouedraogo and the Council of Popular Salvation, CPS. 9 months later, Captain Thomas Sankara, through a military coup, took over the country at the age of 33. With the goal of eliminating corruption and the dominance of the former French colonial power, he immediately launched the most ambitious program for social and economic change ever attempted on the African continent. He was a Marxist revolutionary, Pan-Africanist theorist, and communist president of Burkina Faso. He was overthrown and assassinated in a military coup by the French-backed Blaise Compaoré on October 15, 1987. A week before his execution, he declared that while revolutionaries as individuals can be murdered, you cannot kill ideas. Blaise Compaoré took over power in 1998. Democratic elections were organized and Blaise Compaoré won. He was later re-elected as president in 2005. On the 31st of October 2014, Compaoré resigned and fled to Ivory Coast after an attempt to amend the constitution to extend his term, which caused an uprising of the population. In December 2015, elections was reorganized and Roch-Marc Christian won. He is president till date. He is a banker by profession. Education in Burkina Faso is mainly influenced by the educational system of France, their colonizer. The educational system of Burkina Faso can be structured into primary and secondary education. Basic education of Burkina Faso is free and education is compulsory to the age of 16. Primary school education begins at the age of 7. When the students are enrolled in class 1, only a handful of the primary school students enroll themselves in the secondary schools. Higher education signifies university education. There are 3 in the country. There are University of Ouagadougou, Polytechnic University of Bobo Dioulasso, and Teachers Training College of Koudougou. The adult literacy levels are very low in the country. Agriculture in Burkina Faso. Agriculture in Burkina Faso provides the livelihood of a majority of people and is the backbone of the economy of the country. Agriculture provides food for the country even during the years of drought. Agriculture is the main occupation of a large section of the people in Burkina Faso. The percentage of the labor force engaged in agriculture touches as high as 83.9%. Apart from the men, the women are also ardently engaged in the agriculture professions. The most important cash crop in Burkina Faso is the cotton. Cotton not only occupies a major portion of the value of merchandising exports, but also accounts for the development of the economy of Burkina Faso. Apart from cotton, several other crops are also produced in Burkina Faso. Some of them include maize, sorghum, and millet. Society and culture. Burkina Faso has more than 60 ethnic groups and tribes that make up the society of the country. Mosi is the primary ethnic group that makes up almost 40% of the population. The rest 60% of the population is made up of Lobi, Mande, Fulani, Senufo, Gunsi, and Bobo tribes. Islam is the predominant religion in the country, followed by people with indigenous beliefs and customs. Several reforms were carried out in the society of Burkina Faso to bring the conditions to normal. Though the country is poor and underdeveloped, culture of Burkina Faso is rich and myriad. The warm and hospitable behavior of the general people has made the country lovable to many tourists. The various tribes and clans have a distinct culture and tradition of their own that is evident throughout the country. The most important part of the society is that there is immense harmony and integrity that binds people with each other. One of the main features of the inhabitants of Burkina Faso is the popular affection of cultural values. Capital of Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, is a cultural hub. It hosts the most prominent cultural events of the continent. Some of these events include the Sao and the International Handicrafts Fair of Ouagadougou. It is the biggest art exhibition event in the continent. FESPACO, which is the Pan-African Festival of Film and Television, takes place every even year in Ouagadougou. SNC, which is the National Week of Culture, is also an important event which takes place every 2 years in Bobo-Dioulasso. The economy of Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is one of the poorest countries in the world with an average per capita income of US $300. More than 80% of the population relies on subsistence agriculture, with only a small fraction directly involved in industry and services. A low fraction rate and a stagnant economy are all long-standing problems of this landlocked country. The Burkina Faso economy depends upon the banking sector, tourism sector, agricultural and insurance sector. The industries of Burkina Faso include beverages, soap, cotton lint, agricultural processing, gold, cigarettes, which led to the economic development of the country. The export sector is also a very vital area that stimulates the economy of the country. Gold, livestock, and cotton are exported from Burkina Faso. Transport and communication. Communication has developed in Burkina Faso over the years. As of 2003, there were 65,400 telephone lines in use in the country. In 2002, Burkina Faso counted a total of 17 FM stations. There is equally one television broadcasting station called Radio Télévision Burkina, RTB. Internal transport is mostly on motorbikes. Taxi cars also exist. In 2002, Burkina Faso had 12,506 kilometers of roads, of which about 2,001 kilometers were paved. Many of the secondary roads are not open all year. The 510 kilometer Mossi Railroad in Burkina Faso is part of the line that begins at Abidjan, Ivory Coast and ends in Niger. The line serves the towns of Banfora, Bobo-Dioulasso, Koudougou, and Ouagadougou. There are international airports at Ouagadougou and Bobo-Dioulasso and numerous smaller airfields. In 2001, Burkina Faso owned part of Air Afrique, which provided the country with international service. Air Burkina, which began in 1967, is government-run and has monopoly on domestic service. It also flies to neighboring countries. The flag of Burkina Faso is formed by two equal horizontal bands of red and green, the red on the top and a yellow 5-pointed star resting in the center. The colors are the popular Pan-African colors of Ethiopia, reflecting both a break with the country's colonial past and its unity with other African ex-colonies. The red symbolizes the revolution and the green, the abundance of agricultural and natural riches. The yellow star placed over the red and green stripes is the guiding light of the revolution. The flag was adopted on the 4th of August 1984, following the coup of 1983, which brought Thomas Sankara to power. So that was it about the Republic of Burkina Faso. Remember, Burkina Faso is the country of the legend Thomas Sankara, who said, while revolutionaries as individuals can be murdered, you cannot kill ideas. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Last thing, don't be afraid to pray, don't be ashamed to pray, and don't be too proud to pray, because prayer changes life. My name is Balon Julu, and I'm a son of a soldier. I'll see you some other time. Stay blessed. Cheers.